Ladies and gentlemen, aging is often talked about as if it is something to fear. Society constantly tells us that getting older means becoming weaker, slower, and less capable. But the truth is very different. Aging is not simply about counting years. It is about how well we continue to live, think, move, and connect with the world around us. For those between the ages of 65 and 80, the body and mind naturally go through changes. Some are expected, some are surprising, and some are actually powerful signs that you are aging in a healthy and meaningful way. While many people focus only on what is lost with age, there are important signals that show when someone is aging better than most people their age. Today, I want to share 5 changes that may appear simple on the surface, but actually reveal something extraordinary about healthy aging. If you notice these changes in yourself or someone you love, they are signs that the aging process is working in your favor. The first change is a growing sense of calm and emotional balance. Many people in their younger years struggle with constant stress, pressure, and emotional ups and downs. Life moves fast, responsibilities pile up, and the mind rarely finds quiet moments. But as people move into their later years, something interesting often happens. They begin to develop a deeper emotional stability. Small problems that once caused frustration no longer carry the same weight. There is a greater ability to pause, reflect, and respond with patience rather than reaction. This calmness is not a sign of slowing down mentally. In fact, it is often the result of wisdom built from decades of experience. The brain learns to prioritize what truly matters and ignore what does not. People who develop this emotional balance often enjoy better relationships, lower stress levels, and even better physical health. The second change is a stronger appreciation for simple moments. Younger people are often focused on big achievements, long-term goals, and constant progress. But those who age well often begin to notice the quiet beauty in ordinary experiences. A walk in the morning sun, a conversation with a friend, the sound of birds outside the window, or a peaceful cup of tea can bring genuine satisfaction. This shift in perspective is not about lowering expectations for life. Instead, it reflects a deeper awareness of the present moment. Research has shown that people who can find joy in everyday experiences tend to experience greater life satisfaction and emotional well-being as they age. This appreciation becomes a powerful form of mental resilience. The third change is maintaining curiosity about the world. Many people believe that curiosity belongs only to the young, but that idea is far from true. Healthy aging often includes a continued interest in learning, exploring ideas, and asking questions. This might mean reading books, learning new technology, discovering new hobbies, or simply staying interested in conversations about the world. Curiosity keeps the brain active and flexible. It strengthens memory, improves problem solving, and helps maintain cognitive health. People who stay curious often maintain sharper thinking abilities well into their later decades because their brains remain engaged and stimulated. The fourth change is the ability to adapt to life's transitions. Aging brings many changes that cannot be avoided. Retirement, changes in physical strength, shifts in family roles, and the loss of loved ones can all reshape daily life. Those who age successfully are not the ones who avoid these changes, but the ones who learn to adjust to them. Adaptability is one of the strongest indicators of healthy aging. Instead of resisting change, they find new routines, new purposes, and new ways to stay connected with others. They understand that life does not end when one chapter closes. It simply opens the door to another stage of experience and growth. The fifth change is a deeper focus on meaningful relationships. As people grow older, they often become more selective about where they invest their time and emotional energy. Rather than maintaining many superficial connections, they focus on relationships that truly matter. Family, close friends, and supportive communities become more important than ever. These connections provide emotional strength, a sense of belonging, and protection against loneliness. Studies repeatedly show that strong social bonds are one of the most powerful predictors of long life and good mental health. People who nurture meaningful relationships tend to feel more fulfilled, supported, and resilient as they age. When you look at these 5 changes together, they reveal something powerful about the aging process. Healthy aging is not defined by perfect health or endless energy. It is defined by wisdom, adaptability, emotional strength, curiosity, and connection. These qualities allow people not only to grow older, but to grow richer in experience and understanding. If you are between 65 and 80 and you recognize even some of these changes in your life, it means you are moving through the aging process in a way that many people hope for but do not always achieve. These changes are quiet indicators of a life that has developed depth, balance, and resilience. Aging, when viewed through this lens, is not a decline. It is a transformation. It is the stage of life where knowledge meets perspective, where patience replaces urgency, and where the simple act of living becomes something deeply meaningful. The years between 65 and 80 can be some of the most reflective, purposeful, and fulfilling years of life. When these 5 changes begin to appear, they are reminders that aging well is not about turning back the clock. It is about moving forward with clarity, gratitude, and strength. Emotional calm and wisdom are among the most powerful signs of healthy aging, especially between the ages of 65 and 80. While younger years are often filled with urgency, pressure, and emotional ups and downs, later life can bring a surprising sense of steadiness. Many people begin to notice that situations which once caused stress or frustration no longer affect them in the same way. The mind becomes less reactive and more thoughtful, allowing emotions to settle before decisions are made. This emotional balance is not something that appears overnight. It is usually the result of decades of experience, lessons learned through challenges, and a deeper understanding of what truly matters in life. Throughout earlier stages of life, people often feel the need to prove themselves. Careers demand attention, families require constant care, and society pushes individuals to move quickly from one goal to another. During those years, emotions can become tied to achievements, expectations, and the opinions of others. By the time someone reaches their late 60s or 70s, many of those pressures begin to fade. Retirement or reduced responsibilities create space for reflection. Individuals start to see life from a broader perspective, recognizing that many worries of the past were temporary and not worth the emotional energy they once consumed. This realization allows the mind to slow down and respond to situations with patience rather than immediate reaction. Wisdom plays a central role in this shift. Wisdom is not simply knowledge or intelligence. It is the ability to understand people, circumstances, and consequences with clarity. Over many years, individuals observe patterns in human behavior, relationships, and life events. They begin to recognize that most problems have solutions, most conflicts eventually pass, and most setbacks carry lessons within them. Because of this awareness, emotionally balanced older adults rarely rush into anger or panic. They take time to listen, reflect, and respond with thoughtfulness. Their calm presence often influences the people around them, creating a sense of stability within families and communities. Another important aspect of emotional calm is the ability to let go of unnecessary burdens. Younger individuals sometimes hold on to resentment, competition, or the need to control every outcome. With age, many people realize that holding on to these emotions only drains energy and steals peace of mind. Forgiveness becomes easier, not because past events are forgotten, but because the mind learns that carrying emotional weight for years serves no meaningful purpose. Letting go of grudges or regrets frees mental space for more positive experiences. This shift toward emotional release is often one of the clearest indicators that a person is aging with wisdom. Emotional calm also strengthens relationships. When someone approaches conversations with patience rather than defensiveness, others feel safer and more respected. Older adults who develop this calm presence often become trusted listeners within their families. Children, grandchildren, friends, and even neighbors turn to them for advice because they know their responses will be thoughtful rather than impulsive. This ability to listen carefully and respond with balanced perspective is a skill that grows stronger over time. It reflects years of learning that every situation contains multiple viewpoints, and that understanding others is often more valuable than trying to win an argument. Another factor contributing to emotional calm is the understanding of life's natural rhythms. People who have lived many decades know that life includes both joyful and difficult seasons. They have experienced success and disappointment, connection and loss, progress and change. These experiences gradually teach the mind that challenges are temporary. Even painful moments eventually soften with time. Because of this awareness, emotionally wise individuals rarely believe that one difficult day defines the rest of their life. They hold a quiet confidence that circumstances can improve, and this belief helps them maintain composure during stressful moments. The brain itself also adapts with age in ways that can support emotional stability. Studies suggest that older adults often become better at regulating emotional responses compared to younger individuals. They are more likely to focus on meaningful experiences and less likely to dwell on negative details. This natural shift in attention helps protect mental well-being and encourages a more peaceful outlook on life. Instead of chasing constant stimulation or reacting strongly to every problem, the mind becomes selective about where it invests emotional energy. Emotional calm does not mean the absence of feelings. Older adults still experience sadness, frustration, excitement, and joy. The difference lies in how those emotions are processed. Instead of allowing emotions to take control, they observe them with greater awareness. This awareness creates a small but powerful space between feeling and reaction. Within that space, wisdom has the opportunity to guide decisions. People who develop emotional calm and wisdom often become quiet sources of strength for those around them. Their presence reminds others that life does not need to be rushed or overwhelmed by constant worry. They demonstrate that patience, understanding, and reflection can solve many challenges that once seemed impossible. Their calm voice during moments of tension can bring clarity to complicated situations. This stage of life also allows individuals to reconnect with themselves. With fewer external pressures, they have time to reflect on their values, memories, and experiences. This reflection deepens their understanding of what truly brings peace and meaning. Instead of chasing approval or competition, they focus on living in alignment with their beliefs and priorities. The result is a quiet confidence that does not rely on external validation. As emotional calm and wisdom grow stronger, daily life often becomes more balanced. Small frustrations lose their power, while simple joys gain greater significance. Conversations become more thoughtful, decisions become more deliberate, and relationships become more genuine. This transformation reflects the natural reward of long experience and thoughtful reflection, revealing that aging can bring not only years to life, but also depth to the way life is understood and lived. Deep appreciation for life often becomes one of the most meaningful and beautiful changes people experience between the ages of 65 and 80. After decades of responsibilities, challenges, achievements, and personal growth, many individuals begin to view life through a clearer and calmer perspective. The fast pace that once defined younger years gradually slows, allowing people to notice things that once went unnoticed. Instead of constantly focusing on the future or worrying about unfinished tasks, attention begins to shift toward the present moment. This shift creates space for gratitude, reflection, and a genuine appreciation for the simple experiences that make life meaningful. During earlier stages of life, many people live according to schedules, deadlines, and expectations. Careers demand long hours, families require constant support, and financial responsibilities can dominate daily decisions. While these years are important and often rewarding, they can also make it easy to overlook small joys that exist in everyday life. By the time individuals reach their late 60s or 70s, many of these pressures begin to ease. With fewer urgent demands competing for attention, the mind becomes more open to noticing the quiet beauty around it. A peaceful morning, the warmth of sunlight through a window, or the sound of laughter from loved ones can suddenly feel far more significant than they once did. This deeper appreciation is closely connected to the understanding that time is valuable. People who have lived many decades recognize how quickly years can pass. Memories of childhood, early adulthood, and middle age often feel as if they happened only yesterday. This awareness does not necessarily bring sadness. Instead, it encourages individuals to treat each day with greater respect and gratitude. Rather than rushing through moments, they begin to savor them. A conversation with a friend becomes more meaningful, a shared meal becomes more memorable, and quiet moments alone become opportunities for reflection rather than boredom. Another reason appreciation grows stronger with age is the accumulation of life experiences. Over the years, people face many challenges, including setbacks, losses, and unexpected changes. These experiences, while sometimes difficult, often strengthen emotional resilience and deepen understanding. When individuals look back on the obstacles they have overcome, they often gain a renewed sense of gratitude for the stability and comfort they have in the present. The ability to compare past hardships with current moments of peace can make everyday experiences feel more precious and rewarding. Relationships also play a powerful role in this growing appreciation for life. As people grow older, they often realize that the most valuable parts of life are not material achievements, but meaningful connections with others. Family members, lifelong friends, and supportive communities become central to emotional well-being. Conversations, shared memories, and moments of laughter create a sense of belonging that brings deep satisfaction. Many older adults begin to focus less on expanding their social circles and more on strengthening the bonds that already exist. This shift allows relationships to become richer, more sincere, and more emotionally fulfilling. Deep appreciation for life is also reflected in the way people approach daily routines. Activities that once felt ordinary can begin to carry a quiet sense of joy. Gardening, reading, walking outdoors, cooking a favorite meal, or listening to music can become deeply satisfying experiences. These moments may appear simple from the outside, but they represent a profound connection to the present moment. Instead of constantly seeking excitement or achievement, individuals learn to find peace in activities that nourish the mind and spirit. Nature often becomes an important source of appreciation during this stage of life. Many people begin to notice the beauty of changing seasons, the rhythm of sunrise and sunset, and the calm presence of natural surroundings. A walk through a park or time spent sitting under a tree can bring a sense of tranquility that is difficult to find in earlier, busier years. This connection with nature reminds individuals that life moves in cycles and that every stage carries its own unique value. Gratitude becomes a natural companion to this appreciation. People who recognize the value of everyday experiences often develop a habit of mentally acknowledging what they are thankful for. This gratitude might include health, family, memories, or simply the opportunity to experience another day. Practicing gratitude has been shown to improve emotional well-being, strengthen relationships, and create a more optimistic outlook on life. Instead of focusing on what is missing or what could have been different, individuals begin to celebrate what is already present. Another important aspect of appreciating life is the growing awareness of personal legacy. Many individuals in their later years reflect on the impact they have had on others. They think about the lessons they have shared, the values they have passed to younger generations, and the relationships they have built over time. This reflection often creates a sense of fulfillment and purpose, knowing that their experiences and guidance can continue to influence others brings a quiet sense of pride and satisfaction. This deep appreciation for life does not require extraordinary events or dramatic changes. It often grows quietly through daily reflection, gratitude, and awareness. The mind becomes more attentive to moments that once seemed ordinary, and those moments gradually transform into sources of lasting joy. Through this shift in perspective, life becomes less about constant movement and more about meaningful presence. For many people between 65 and 80, this appreciation becomes one of the greatest gifts of aging. It allows them to see life not as a series of tasks or achievements, but as a collection of meaningful experiences. Each day becomes an opportunity to observe, connect, reflect, and be grateful for the journey that continues to unfold.